welcome to the Puck Crew. I'm your captain, Camille, and I have my alternates with me.
I'm Mal.
And I'm Robert.
And this week, we're diving into chapters 14 and 15 of Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reid again.
For the second time.
For the first time. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Ooh, don't break the illusion.
You're not the one that had a panic attack.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
God damn it, you guys. Okay, so here's what happened. I told you last week that we have been plagued by technical difficulties.
Could a better lesbian tell me which planets are causing this to happen, please?
Yes.
Could a better lesbian tell you, but like personally behind closed doors, preferably on your bed?
Here's what happened. We recorded this episode with Jess K Hardy, the romance novelist. And we had a great fucking time. Honestly, it was fucking hysterical. It was so funny. And we talked for like 3 hours.
Well, don't say that, because now we have something to live up to, Camille, with what we're about to re-record.
I'm always funny, so suck my dick. And,
No,
I know that's not what you're into, but, but I went to edit it. And again, we had recorded for 3 hours. And you guys, when I tell you the audio was unusable, mine sounded like shit. And there was, of the 3 hours we recorded, my audio was an hour long. Jess's was an hour and a half. And I was like, fuck this. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to try, if it makes sense, to insert some of the audio that we do have from Jess into this episode, if possible. Hopefully I'll be able to get some good bits in there. We had rescheduled with her and something came up and she is not here for the re-recording, which we are doing at the last minute. So unfortunately, we don't have Jess.
On God, though, we will get her. Yeah, we will get her for the
She will come back.
R.I.P. Jess.
Yeah. Okay. And then one thing before we dive into our chapters today, which are a bit shorter. Robert and Mal, do you guys want to guess across YouTube, Apple, and Spotify how many subscribers we have?
6,900.
I was gonna say 6,666. But
we were both really close, but you both lost. I think it's more like 6,500, which is still crazy.
I thought 6,700 was about to come out of your mouth in that moment. When you paused, I was like, oh, fuck! How did we miss 6, 7? Anyway.
All that to say, thank you so much for everyone
being
who's here.
We love you.
Yeah, that's crazy. We're going to launch some merch. We're going to sell some stickers. We're working on figuring out how to sell things without going to jail.
It's hard. We've never done this before.
Yeah. So that, and then I keep saying that we're going to launch our Patreon. We are slackers. And this is our hobby. And that is why that has not happened yet.
And we are very tired.
We are so fucking tired. I also, hello, friends, if you live in, like, the southern western part of Jersey and would like to go to an all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet, please go to Lupita's Mexican Grill and enjoy yourself. They only have the buffet on like Thursdays to Sundays or Fridays to Sundays. But if you're in the area, look up Lupita's Mexican Grill and go.
Not
it's delicious.
Sponsored.
I thought you were about to like invite people to hang out with you.
And I was like, this is not coming out in time.
This comes out after I would have been there, so you just missed me.
So you're safe.
Yeah, so no one can like figure out what my car is and stalk me and like kill me or something.
I'm pretty sure you said what your car is, Robert, on the podcast.
No one knows how I said what color it is.
I don't know.
So it's the license plate is registered to which is where I live. My address is
Camille, leave that in. Camille, leave that in. I would like to yell about RPF. Can I yell about RPF?
Please yell about RPF.
So, I have a lot of thoughts about what has gone on with Hudson Williams online. My thoughts on RPF are kind of, RPF has always existed in fandom, and I don't know, like, we can talk all we want about, like, this shouldn't exist, but, like, it's kind of always going to exist.
What is RPF?
RPF is real person fiction. And I cannot say that I am above once engaging in RPF. When I was 14, I engaged in a lot of One Direction RPF, so, like, my bad, guys. However, I do think the internet has changed. The internet is much more public than it once was. Now that we have the like algorithms and things on all social media, because it used to be like you had to follow someone or you had to like look at the hashtags that they were using or like follow the hashtag in order to get content on your feed. Now it's just like whatever the algorithm gods think you want. And so the things that you post could be seen by anyone who is like even tangentially related to the thing that you are posting about. And so it's like, it's a very weird internet that we are engaging in right now, I think. And I think people need to be aware of that as they post things that like, hey, people can see this. Like, this is going to come up on people's For You page on TikTok. This is going to come up on people's like home feed on Twitter or Threads or whatever you're posting on. And like, you gotta be prepared for that, and like keep your freak shit to like AO3 where like that's between you and God, and or like your group chats and all that jazz, because like you don't know these people. You really don't know these people. And I will say it is kind of fun to make up scenarios in your head, but if you're gonna do that about fictional people instead of real people who you don't know, because none of us know Hudson Williams personally, and honestly, I prefer it that way.
Speak for yourself. That is my close personal friend, Hudson Williams, who I've known since childhood.
Except for Robert. Robert is close personal friends.
Or Connor Story, or Francois Arnault, like...
Yeah, I just, like, we don't know these people. And honestly, that's probably for the best. Make up scenarios about Shane Hollander, Ilya Rozanov, all you want. That's fine. That's whatever. Those people, not real. But, like, real actual people... See, I like to think of Connor Story and Hudson Williams as sort of a mutual friend with my close personal friends, Ilya Rozanov and Shane Hollander. We're like, yeah, I wish the best for them. But, like, we don't really know each other. We've never hung out. But, like, I know them through my close personal friends, the fictional characters. And so, like, I'm going to focus on the fictional characters that I know.
We just talked about how Ilya and Shane have their public personas that they have to maintain, and how they have to make sure they're doing certain things and not doing certain things because that's your brand. You sell your brand. And it's the same thing with Hudson and Connor when they're doing interviews. Maybe like the really, really early shit is different, but like now everybody knows who they are and they have to be careful. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, also, I thought I made a pretty good point. I said, imagine that you're sitting at work one day and you look down at your phone and you've got hundreds of notifications and it's a bunch of people saying really sexually explicit things about you and your very close friend. That would be very uncomfortable. And you're just trying to do your goddamn job. And that's such an icky feeling, because I hate to be like, put yourself in their shoes, but imagine that these were women that y'all were talking about this way. Like, gender swap the thing, and it's a big problem. You get how icky it is. It makes more sense, you know?
Yeah. I also, like, I think sometimes about, like, what's the image that a listener of this podcast has of me? And I feel like it's not that different from, like, who I actually am, because, like, we overshare on this podcast. Because this is not, like, we're not famous. We're just some guys on microphones, like, talking.
Just some dudes.
But, like, there are things that I intentionally do not say on this podcast because I don't want to, or because I'm trying not to dox myself like Robert just tried to do.
Even the three of us have, like, public personas that we put on for the podcast.
Yeah.
You hear stories from romance authors all the time about, like, comments that it's hard to say if they're, like, inappropriate, but they feel like they're crossing a line. They feel uncomfortable. And, like, one of the big ones that we hear is, like, things like, hey, have you tried all of those positions out with your spouse or partner or something like that, where you're like, I don't know how to answer this question. Like, I'm uncomfortable. And I think that happens quite a bit because we are creating this content that is really steamy and really spicy. and we market it that way. We use that language. We're talking about it all the time. And so finding that like line when a reader or someone who's engaging with your content kind of comes back, it can be really hard to know where that line is. And especially with Heated Rivalry, with the way I think Connor and Hudson came out of the gate with how they marketed the story as well, like the spit in my mouth of it all. They're inviting us right into this conversation about being really open with the spice and not shaming anybody and how they interact with it. And still there's like occasionally things where I'm like, this is making me super uncomfortable. And so I do think, like, I don't think there is any when it comes to romance and spice, I don't think there's any agreed upon line in the sand. We haven't come together as a community and said this is too far, not too far. So it's kind of up to everyone engaging with this content to decide, okay, am I doing too much here? And I think we're definitely seeing that with Heated Rivalry.
Now that we have 4-star opinions down your throat, we're going to get into some chapters.
Listen, I didn't even say don't RPF. I said keep it to AO3 where that's between you and God, okay? Like
Chapter 14 and 15.
Chapter 14. Nothing is being shoved down any throats.
And it is November 2016. We are in Montreal. It is the same month as our Tuna Melt Gate, or Tuna Meltdown, as a listener has said. They were like, Americans love to add gate to things. And I was like...
Okay.
You know what? Fair.
Sorry.
Fair. Sorry, but also fair. JJ calls. And JJ always calls. He never texts.
Psychopath behavior.
No. And you know what? We talked about this the first time. I'm going to explain why JJ always calls. Because if JJ texted, you would ignore it and you'd be like, so sorry, I didn't see your text. So that's why I fucking call you, bitch.
To be honest, this did happen recently in our group chat where Camille had a great idea, but I thought Mal sent it, so I was like, hey, I'll ignore it.
And then later in the day, I was like, hey, so like nobody responded to me. Nobody answered my question. So I need you to answer. And Robert was like, I'm not going to lie. I thought it was Mal, so I didn't answer.
And then I'm like, but this is a Camille thing, so it's actually genius and incredible. So yeah, Camille, I agree with
right.
you.
Uh-huh. No, I've never had a good idea in my life, except for when Camille repeats my idea, and then it's a good idea.
Wait. 1, this podcast originally was your idea. 2,
This podcast was
Robert's idea.
I'm
Mal
like, yeah.
was the first one to bring it up, and then neither of us wanted to edit it. And then Robert was like,
oh,
I'll do it.
Yeah, you're right. No, I did.
Because it didn't happen because neither of us wanted to edit it. Joke's on me, because now I edit
now you
episodes.
edit this.
But then Robert was the one who, like, made it happen, because Robert was like, I'll edit it, so.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, this scene pretty word for word, book to show, once again. In the show, it is sort of portrayed as if Shane is convinced to go to this restaurant because he wants to meet the cast of the X Squad. In the book, Shane says specifically it's because he has nothing better to do. Nothing besides watching the end of a Boston hockey game on television and quietly panicking about the freshly unearthed feelings he was harboring for Ilya Rozanov.
But also because if he says no, JJ's gonna call him hourly to update him on what he's missing, which is such a me thing to do. I am not a JJ fan, but I do admit that I'm JJ coded in the ways that count.
Maybe that's why you don't like JJ.
No, I don't like JJ because I wouldn't ever pull that shit. I would never, ever do that to my friends.
See, I'm just a more forgiving person, I think. Anyway, well, wait, more on JJ.
More on JJ when we get to that.
Also, JJ is 6'7".
6'7".
Shut up, Robert.
This is the point at which, like, the book totally changes. Because now it's just totally, oh, fuck, we are so fucked. Like, from here on out, we're so fucked. And we know it. So Shane is 10 inches shorter than JJ. Jesus Christ.
That's wild.
Which brings up a great point. We did get an email earlier on from someone, and I kept forgetting to bring it up. And I think she had said she was married to a Japanese man. And she was like, honestly, you guys were talking about, like, how Shane being described as shorter is, like, feminizing him in a way. And she was like, I'll push back on that and say that 5'10" is pretty tall for a Japanese man. and that, like, Japanese men tend to be on the shorter side, but also, like, then I stopped and thought about it, and I was like, 5'10" is tall.
Yeah.
We're just used to movie stars who are 6'2", and I'm used to having you behemoth friends. I mean, 5'10" is half a foot taller than me.
That's
so, like, who am I to
crazy.
talk? So,
I mean, I'm
I remember
5'7",
meeting you in
so-
person, and I'm like, what the fuck? How are people...
how are
How are people this
little?
tall?
Robert, how tall are you? You're tall.
I'm 6'1".
Yeah, I walked up to the both of you in the airport, and I literally, one of the first things out of my mouth is, I feel so small.
Yeah. Yeah, JJ is a whole foot taller than me, by the way. That's crazy. I do know
That's
someone who's
bananas.
6'7", and when I talk to him, I feel like I am, like, craning my neck to, like, look at him.
I feel like
so.
when you're talking to someone that tall, you should, like, take, like, Shane should have a helium balloon with him and, like, suck up a little helium and be like, how's the weather up there? So, JJ is also loud. He loved to talk. He held court no matter what room he was in. He was French and fashionable and loved food and wine. The perfect Montreal celebrity. Everyone loved him, except me, bitch.
Yeah,
So-
except you.
Yeah. So Shane doesn't know anyone at the party. He can recognize a few movie stars in the crowd. Shane was pretty famous, extremely so on a hockey scale, but even he was a little starstruck in this company.
And I think Shane would be kind of a household name. Like,
Mhm.
kind of one of those athletes whose name kind of comes up in, like, pop culture. Like, I feel like the sitcoms would be referencing, like, Shane Hollander, the same way you reference, like, Tom Brady or, like, Michael Jordan or whatever. Like, this would be...
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, like, just a name that people know. And whether you actually know that this man is a hockey player and, like, recognize actually how good he is, like, it feels like this is a name you would know. Like, I don't know that I would recognize Michael Jordan if I saw him walking down the street, but, like, I know his name.
I would recognize Michael B. Jordan.
I would recognize Michael B. Jordan, yes, for sure.
And so Shane goes to the bar to ask for a beer, and the bartender says Shane Hollander can have whatever he wants here. We don't get the asking for ginger ale. That is definitely something that was specifically for the show because they needed to show you how Shane is not finding what he needs anywhere,
Mhm.
except for with
Symbolism
two
through
very
ginger
specific
ale.
people. Exactly.
Ugh.
And I just
God, I
find
love
it
when the ginger ale has a secret meaning.
totally banana pants fuck ass ridiculous that the bartender won't even accept a tip from Shane.
Mm-mm. No, I'm very confused by rich people being given things for free.
Literally.
Shane Hollander can afford to pay for his fucking beer. You know who should be getting stuff for free? Me!
Exactly. Give me shit for free. Send me things. I will make a P.O. box. So the bartender's name is Maxime, and he tells Shane that Rose Landry is here. And Shane is like, oh my god, I would like to get an eyeful of Rose Landry. But he's kind of enjoying looking at Maxime instead.
Yeah. Shane, I know what you are. I put the homophobic dog in the notes because I know what you are, Shane
Say it.
Hollander.
Out loud.
Vampire.
Gay.
They're actually synonymous, according to Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, okay.
That's coming back so soon. I'm so excited.
Shane spends all this time with everybody, talking with everybody, and then he goes to take a break. He sits at an empty table. And rather than him sitting down without noticing that someone is at the table, he sits down at an empty table and someone joins him. Robert, who joins him?
Could it be possibly Rose Landry?
I was going to say cod fritters.
I mean, cod fritters with special guest Rose Landry.
No, okay, but my question is, when there is like a pivotal relationship moment, why is there always fish involved?
I was literally going to say, this is the episode where Shane eats fish and pussy.
Like, we just had tuna melts, right? Now we're having cod fritters. Like, why are we having so much fish? It's not a sexy food.
Can I just say I'm proud of us for not reaching for low-hanging fruit?
Balls?
We're just going to keep moving on. The listeners know what I'm talking about. The listeners know what I'm talking about. You guys, I guess, don't.
I'm super intellectual, so I don't ever go the easy route.
Camille has never gone for low-hanging fruit. Are you kidding me?
Low herring fruit.
Yeah.
So
I love how the notes are like, oh, this has to be a Canadian thing because you say fritter and I think of like a big honkin' apple fritter.
yeah, honkin'.
Yeah.
A big honkin'. That's something.
Well,
I don't know about you guys. We say that a lot in the South. Mal, you're Southern.
honkin'.
You say
yeah.
honkin'?
Honkin', yeah.
A big old honkin'.
There are a lot
Yeah.
of geese in the South. They honk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one this morning. But no, you get so if you're not from a place that uses this vernacular, something that's honkin' is just big, just like a, you know that moment at the Hudson Williams interview and he's like, that. That's what I'm thinking. That's honkin'. It's just a big honkin'. If you got a plate of just a ton of food, you got a big honkin' plate of food.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying, like, is it a Canadian thing to call fries or wait, they're not fries though. They're
They're
balls.
not fries.
They're fish balls.
They are Haitian salt cod fritters. It's like salted cod fried fish balls.
Yeah.
I looked them up. They do actually look kind of delicious. So
They kind of look like hush puppies
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah. So they kind of look like hush puppies, but I want hush puppies.
I actually this is why they kicked me out of the South. I do not like hush puppies.
Really?
Yeah.
You like fried okra?
I can take or leave it.
I
I also don't
love
like fried
fried
green
okra.
tomatoes.
I don't like, well, I can go for a fried green tomato. I also really like pickled okra. It's really good.
I like pickled
Hush
okra more than fried
puppies,
okra. Anything
small,
pickled?
savory, deep fried balls of cornmeal batter. What the fuck?
You've never heard of a hush puppy?
No. That being said, I've had like
my
authentic
God.
corn dogs, and cornmeal batter is just what goes around the hot dog of a corn dog,
Yes.
It's a ball
Correct.
that's basically the corn dog breading.
which I would not mind at all, actually.
Yeah, that's what a hush puppy is.
Has anyone ever taken a hush puppy and then put a little piece of hot dog in there? I guess at that point you're just making mini corn dogs.
You're making mini corn dogs? I used to
I'm
fuck
trying-
up mini corn dog day in the cafeteria at school growing up. Woo! No, now I'm thinking perhaps my grandma was just bad at making hush puppies. They were always dry.
A hush puppy should not be dry.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
I
just she was
also
bad at
now I
hush
also
puppies.
want cornbread. Do you like sweet or savory cornbread better?
Depends on the mood. Sweet, typically, I think.
I like savory better with a lot of butter on it. Ooh. Okay. So, back on track. Shane loses track of time as he and Rose sit in the booth and talk over delicious cod fritters. Rose was easy to talk to, surprisingly so. They bonded over descriptions of the lakeside cottages where they had each spent childhood summers. She had an older brother who had played hockey in college, and then he became an engineer. Her parents, like Shane's, worked in government. Shane needs friends who can talk about something other than hockey.
Yep.
He needs friends who know hockey but can talk about other things.
Yes. Absolutely.
I was just thinking in this scene about how Rose is a really good example of how you can, like, quite literally...
Robert, stop!
Guys, Robert has just covered their camera and then pulled it as it was covered very close to their face and then uncovered it. And it's like Polyphemus. I was thinking about how Rose in this scene is a great example of how, like, you can quite literally be a perfect match on paper and still not be a perfect match. It's still not right, you know?
Well, because, the sexuality barrier is really important there.
But I was thinking here about how they flirt so well in this scene. Shane is a good flirt
Yes.
when he's not into the person he's flirting with. Like, to be clear, the reason that Shane is nervous around Rose is because she's famous and he's a fan. It's not because he's like,
Well,
oh, she's so cute.
Yeah.
You know?
Shane and Ilya do not have banter at this point, right? Like, we're not there in their relationship. The communication's not quite there. And then he finds this woman and they have the banter and he's like, hey, this feels really good. Maybe this is what's gonna, help me move on.
So there's a quote here. Something fluttery happened in his stomach. He felt his cheeks heat a bit, and then he asked, as smoothly as possible, so you gonna be in town for a while this time?
You fucking flirt, Shane Hollander.
It's good flirting, and I think it's good flirting because, like, in his heart of hearts, he knows that it's not real. Like, he knows
There
he's
are no
not
stakes.
actually... Yeah, he's not actually attracted to this woman, so it feels safer than anything that he's done with Ilya. Plus, you know, the, like, rival of it all and, like, all the reasons why he can't be with Ilya, like, that's not present here also. But when I have a friend that I don't have a crush on, it's so much easier to flirt with them than when I, like, actually have feelings for someone or, like, think she's hot. I'm like...
Better than me, because I'm like, haha, you fucking loser. You ugly ass piece of shit. What's that Taylor Swift lyric? You should take it as a compliment that I got drunk and made fun of the way you talk. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very Ilya Rozanov, too.
Mm.
Like, you should take it as a compliment that I made fun of your backhand
Mm.
and called your freckles stupid.
Now I'm just going to headcanon that Ilya Rozanov is a Taylor Swift fan.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
He's a man of
And
taste.
Ilya Rozanov is rich enough to get, like, the super VIP tickets that are, like, in front of the stage. And I absolutely believe he would drag Shane in one of those.
Absolutely.
Ilya Rozanov went to the Eras Tour, and
Yeah,
you
for
can
sure.
pry that headcanon from my cold dead hands.
What Taylor Swift song has Ilya Rozanov put on the Centaurs warm-up playlist?
I only know, like, 5 Taylor Swift songs, so I'm not the person to ask.
I was gonna say, like, Bejeweled.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
What is a very Ilya song?
Oh, I know. Enchanted. Please don't be in love
Enchanted
with
is
somebody else. Please don't have somebody waiting on you.
See, I feel like Ilya is kind of a reputation girly because
Mm-hmm.
on, like, aesthetic-wise, it feels very like, this is a breakup album, this is, like, angsty, whatever, but then, like, all the songs are just, like, mushy and love.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
Getaway Car, all of his
Ooh.
dumbass
Okay.
cars.
My number one headcanon for warm-up playlist Ilya is that when you go to an Ottawa Centaurs game and you hear Juno by Sabrina Carpenter, just know that it was Ilya that put it on there.
I love that.
And if it plays in Montreal, that was Hayden Pike.
Because Hayden Pike, if there's one thing about him...
He's gonna knock someone up.
Hayden Pike, please, sir, put your dick away.
He's gonna shoot me.
Get off her! Get off her! I also feel like...
Who's pulling his cock out? All right.
I also feel like Ilya would add, like, some really bad Russian rap, just to fuck with everyone.
I think, I'm sorry, one more joke. He shot me! Do you need an ambulance? No, do you have a wet wipe?
Oh my god. Someone call an ambulance, but not for me.
But Shane really learns how to flirt with Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about this next week too, because we've already recorded that episode because we're re-recording, did you know? And but we talked about how, like, Shane gets to practice flirting with someone that he is interested in without stakes when it's Rose. And then after Rose, he goes to Tampa Bay and he whips out those tricks on Ilya, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He gets to, like, okay, now there are stakes. Now I'm gonna do it now that I've practiced. Because there's
We're
not
gonna
really,
do it.
like, other
That's
than, like, sexual, there's no real, like, flirting happening, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Between him and Ilya. So,
They've bypassed flirting entirely.
yeah, chirping. It's just been chirping the entire time, which is
Mhm.
flirting, but
And, yeah, that's Camille type flirting.
yeah. But it,
I like you. Not as a person, of course. Okay.
bully the person that you're into. That's the way to do it.
mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, it works on me.
We know.
That's why I like Trinity Santos, okay?
So at the end of the night, Shane and Rose exchange contact info and they make loose plans to meet for dinner whenever their schedules permit. Shane leaves the restaurant, quote, with a little spring in his step. It had easily been the best connection he had made with a woman, ever. He liked Rose. He wanted to get to know her better. He was excited by the idea of spending more time with her. And she was very pretty, obviously. But mostly, Shane just loved talking to her. She was funny, and she asked a lot of questions, but none of them had made Shane uncomfortable. Shane liked a girl.
Shane discovered friendship with a woman and was like, I'm in love. This is what love
Shane
is.
discovered the comfort of talking with a woman and, like, how safe and comfortable and awesome it is. I almost said awful. Jesus Christ. And how awesome it is.
Robert,
You
do
know
you
those
think
women things.
friendship with women is awful?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's
I see how it
actually,
is.
listeners, that's why Robert doesn't talk a lot sometimes. Is because
Because, yeah,
they're literally sitting there trying not to throw up into a trash can.
having to listen to women talk for 3 hours
Women
is
in
Robert's
their
worst nightmare.
opinions.
You're not defending yourself, Robert!
I'm like, yeah. When you say something I disagree with, I'll say something. I'm kidding. I respect women. Woo.
Listeners,
Okay.
please cancel Robert.
The poll this week is which host should be kicked off the pod. Mal,
actually,
Robert,
please.
or Robert.
Have we said
And
something
somehow I'll
cancelable?
still win.
Have we said something cancelable for Camille yet? I did zone out for a second there.
I don't know.
Because we canceled Mal, we just canceled me. Camille, according to our according to a couple of comments we've gotten, Camille is super white privilege, super white privilege,
Not
giving
expertise.
telling people of color to not feel racism.
I am a Virgo. Cancel. Okay, so I'm a September Virgo.
Okay, no. But back to the quote. It is hilarious to me how he lists all these things and then he's like, oh, and of course she's pretty. Like, he's just
Obviously.
like, oh, right, I'm supposed to also be attracted to her. Right.
Obviously,
yeah.
she's pretty.
Because it's uncharted territory for him, and it's also like trying to read the instructions for something you're not really building. I don't know where I'm going with this fucking metaphor.
Robert fucking up a metaphor? What?
God, it must be a day that ends in Y. But, you know, he goes through like, oh, I have fun talking to her. She's really sweet. We talk about things that aren't hockey. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to say she's pretty. She's pretty.
Which is funny because when he's talking about Ilya or when he's with Ilya, he's just plagued by like, he's beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't stop looking at him. His eyes, his lips, his cheeks, his hair.
And
his dirt,
he's
his
very
thighs.
much like, I want to get to know her better. I'm like very excited to spend more time with her. And I'm like, Shane, baby, that's friendship. That, like, you want to be her friend. I say this as someone who, like, often does not know the difference between platonic and romantic attraction to someone. But also, like, when I am on the outside, I can be like, Shane, you're a fucking idiot. Knowing that, like, I would do the exact same thing because Shane Hollander and I were, the same.
You can listen to our episode on purity culture if you want to learn more about why we struggle with that. Some people have said it was very insightful. So I know a lot of people didn't listen to that one. I totally understand. It's out of the normal wheelhouse of what we talk about. But I will say, if you want to understand like more about what that is, what purity culture is, and how it personally affected me and Mal, you can listen to that episode that we had with our resident hockey mom, who is my godmother, Betsy. She's wonderful. So
yeah, I wasn't there because I've been a sinful bastard since I was 17.
Yeah, yikes. But that episode is called this episode is called Robert Fucks. Get over yourself in parentheses. We get it. That episode on the feed is called Heated Rivalry is Dog Walking Purity Culture. So that was a fun conversation to have. So in the car driving home, Shane laughs at how ridiculously high his standards are. And I'm sitting here thinking, I can't tell if this is a joke because his standards are, I like talking to her. Like, is he saying my standards are high because they're not? I'm so confused.
No, I think his standards are that, like, he has not liked a woman until Rose fucking Landry. Like, the woman of all time. You know? Like, his standards for women are so high that, like, no woman except for Rose Landry is enough. I think that's what he's saying. I think this is very much not a joke. Like, he truly believes, like, my standards for women are so high. Ha ha ha. Buddy, your standards for women are so high because you don't like women.
So now it's December 2016 and we're in Detroit.
Really mean to make Ilya wake up in Detroit immediately after having Hollander meet his Michigan girl.
It's just really terrible to make Ilya wake up in Detroit.
That too. And it's also really mean that he wakes up and Marlo and St. Simon are showing him immediately that Shane is dating Rose at breakfast.
I also need to say out loud, I don't have anything personal against Detroit, but like, come on, Michigan. It's Detroit. Before we get Michiganders in our email being like
cities to our shit list.
Before we get
Detroit
Michigan in the
listeners just checked out, Robert.
Before we get Michigan in our comments, just like the state of Michigan in our comments and emails, being like, the fuck you say? I'm like, really? You're going to defend Detroit now? Okay, now I'm done joking. I'm done.
Hey, they're getting a PWHL team. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to see the Sirens play Detroit.
Take a Michigander at our PWHL team and say that again, bitch.
Michigan, I respect you for your incoming women's hockey team and also Jets Pizza. That's it.
Okay, also, they announced the teams for Hamilton and Las Vegas today. And people online were roasting the colors. And I really liked the colors for both teams.
Here's the thing. Here's what I want you to remember. Go look at everybody else's jerseys, right? And then when you watch a Minnesota Wild game, their jerseys are dark green. And I swear to God, it looks so boring in that goddamn stadium. The crowd is dark. It's boring as fuck.
Okay, but neither of them are dark green. It's like burgundy and gold, and then like a pea green and gold, which I thought was kind of fun. It's kind of a fun, different green. I love green, okay? I'm sorry.
So Ilya's reaction to seeing the photos of Shane and Rose is no. And he hopes it sounds more dismissive than shocked. And my thought was, well, at least he hasn't eaten his breakfast yet, so there's nothing to barf up when he sees the photo. Can you imagine? Because if I were him, I'd have been like, here you go, you can have my spinach feta wrap. I'm gonna go vomit. I'm actually feeling not well. Bye.
Yeah.
So Ilya says that it's probably nothing. Can you imagine just like the absolute cold, tingly, adrenaline, stomach dropping, shit your pants gut punch that this must have been for him?
Yes.
Okay. Like, I can't. I
had a very big crush on a girl who all of a sudden was like, hey, did I tell you about the girl I've been seeing? And I was like, so I have to kill myself.
Jar.
So I feel what Ilya feels.
Yeah. And then he's like, it's probably nothing. And he's my brother in Christ, denials a river in Egypt.
Yeah.
January 2017. Back in Boston.
Boston.
Turns out it's not nothing. More and more paparazzi photos are coming out of Shane and Rose walking together, smiling at each other, leaving restaurants together, kissing each other on the cheek.
On the cheek.
Which could mean nothing.
But in my brain, I'm thinking about how
Ilya brain? What word was that you just said? You're brain? Like, in my brain. I heard an M. I did not hear the letter B in that word you just said.
In my brain? In my brain, men? The men I please are none of your business. In my brain, I'm thinking about how Ilya is so up in a tizzy about this that even just a kiss on the cheek is too much. He's like, they're kissing! And you're like, it's on the cheek. And he's like, it's a kiss! And you're like, oh my God. Yeah. Like, to him, there is no difference between platonic. And it's, we get right into this thought of like, why is it okay for Ilya to be doing more than kissing someone on the cheek? But when Shane does it, it's like, oh, there's no way this is platonic. He's like, in love.
What did he care anyway? Why shouldn't Hollander be dating a beautiful woman? Rozanoff had slept with a beautiful woman 2 nights ago, and another one the night before that. The thing was, Hollander didn't do that. Rozanoff assumed Hollander must have sex with people who weren't him, but there was no evidence of it. He didn't want to think about it too much either way.
And it also reminded me a little bit of, oh, we didn't give a spoiler warning. Y'all should know by now, bitches.
Spoilers for the long game.
Yeah, spoilers for the long game. In the long game, when Ilya, there's a reference to when Ilya asked Shane if he wanted to open their relationship. And Ilya is so determined to not be bothered by the idea that he digs himself into the most, like, I am so bothered, my skin is crawling hole before he says anything. Because he's like, we don't talk about this, we just do it, we're just cool, we have to be cool by default, we can't talk about it. And I'm like, bro, you've got to talk about it.
I appreciate that he recognizes that, like, hey, it's very hypocritical of me to feel this way, but, like, sometimes you gotta just feel your feelings, and it's worse to try to, like, talk yourself out of them. Like, sometimes you gotta feel a shitty emotion before you can deal with the fact that it's shitty.
There's another quote that's heartbreaking that says, he knew this ridiculous thing between them wasn't going to last forever. It was just convenient. So maybe it was over now. So what? Boston was playing in Montreal next week. The week after that was the All-Star game. Would Hollander just ignore him?
I, like, the idea of Shane just ignoring him makes me want to die.
It would hurt me as a proxy. Like, if I knew that if I in this universe secretly knew these two were fucking and had a thing going on, and then I saw Shane just ignoring Ilya, I would feel the pain.
I'd be like, I'm killing myself and I'm taking you down with me, Shane Hollander.
Shane, you better talk to that sad little Russian boy.
Yeah, I just want to like grab him and be like, just text him. Just talk to him. Talk to him.
He's expecting you to text him.
He's expecting
He
you
is.
to text him. God.
I'm just imagining that bit from the Aladdin animated movie, you know, where Genie's like, just tell him the truth.
Yeah.
And so when Ilya goes to leave the gym, this is a moment that we get in the show.
My toe.
He stumped his toe.
Stumped my toe.
I had somebody tell me recently that they were like, I just found this moment to be really cringy and I didn't like it. It's just like, why does he? And I was like, he stubs his toe and he has the biggest, most ridiculous overreaction to it. And everybody's like, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you?
I gotta
Stub
say,
his
I
toe.
love a fanfic that talks about, like, Boston really being put through hell during these, like, 3 months that Shane is with Rose. Like, Boston being like, what the fuck is going on with Roz, man? Like, just hilarious. 10 out of 10. If anyone
What
knows
is it?
more of those fanfics, please send them to me. Making the team do bag skates, like...
He decides, totally out of the blue, not for any reason at all, that he's gonna text Haley to see if she's doing anything tonight. And she looks nothing like, oh, just kidding. She has dark hair and freckles. But it's a coincidence.
That's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence.
It has nothing to do with Shane Hollander. Like, the dark hair and freckles, like, just a coincidence. I don't know what to tell you.
Fun fact, after meeting Shane at every hookup he goes to, Ilya actually takes a freckle pin with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he
He's
grabs
just-
the person's face and he's like, hold still.
Hold on, you need to have freckles. And all these women are like,
What the fuck is this?
Ilya Rozanov has some really weird kinks.
I swear to God, can you imagine? You know how like freckles have been a thing in makeup? Like fake freckles across the bridge
Yeah.
of your nose in the past few years? How difficult do you think that's been for Ilya to be like, what the fuck? But then he gets to sit at home and be like, my husband's freckles are real. He's like, my husband's better than you. Which is true. So a week later, they're in Montreal.
We got a lot of time skips in this chapter. Like, we are not sticking in one location for long. Like, we're moving through the hetero nonsense.
Exactly.
Queen Rachel Reid is like, I know what you all came for. Don't worry. We're zooming through.
Queen Rachel Reid is like, I know what you all come to. What?
What? She's like, don't worry, we'll get through this bullshit together. Hold on a second.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I was gonna say, do we know who wins?
We do not know who wins this game, so I cannot add anything to my scoreboard. So just know I didn't forget about the scoreboard, but everyone is losing this week, so like no one is getting points because like no one is happy.
Is this game not mentioned in any of the other books, or like the timelines align or something?
I don't think so. This is our where on the ice was Ilya Rozanov and where was Shane Hollander in the show. But in the book, I don't think we get any confirmation what happened.
And so it says, when Shane's phone buzzed an hour after the game against Boston ended, he had expected it to be Ilya. It was Rose. I'm fine. How are you guys doing? I'm fine. I'm so chill. I've never been more chill in my life. I'm totally fine.
No, have you ever been so in a routine of hooking up with your rival that instead of expecting your girlfriend to text you, you're like, oh yeah, my long-term situationship should be texting me anytime now.
Girl, every day of my life.
Yeah, I'm like, isn't it terrible that we all have to go through that at some point?
It's just a part of growing up, really.
Yeah. Happens in your 20s.
You start a podcast. You start taking antidepressants.
You have a joint that starts clicking weirdly.
You explore medical marijuana.
I'm sure these bitches are getting much more PT than any of us. Because I was gonna say, I'm sure they've got some fucked up joints from hockey, but also like they're also probably taking better care of their bodies afterwards.
I was watching a game the other night, a playoff game the other night, and somebody got McKinnon took a puck to the face and was bleeding everywhere on the ice.
Oof.
It was rough. And then he came back for the third period and they won the game. So it was wonderful. Rose wants Shane to go to Ultraviolet with her.
And how do you feel about that, Camille?
Ultraviolent. Thank you for asking.
But
Okay, here's the thing. So we get a mention that Shane's teammates are playing pranks on him because,
Yeah.
and y'all explained this to me when we originally recorded this episode because I was so confused. Because I was like, I don't understand. Why is like putting dozens of roses in his locker or in his stall a prank? What's a prank? That doesn't.
Well, because he's dating Rose.
oh my gosh.
Which makes sense now. Yeah.
No, I'm like, you guys have known about Lily for how long? And there have never been lilies in this man's locker?
Because they're not stupid. They'd all be sneezing all over the place. I can't be around lilies. I'm not allergic to a lot of things, but lilies will take me out. I can't handle it.
But they're so lovely.
Yeah, but they're also toxic.
They're toxic to cats, yeah.
Yes,
I know.
They will
I know.
kill your babies. So, Ilya is definitely 100% not texting Shane.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And he is also not bitching at his teammate, who is unfortunately his roommate.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Pour one out for Carmichael, guys. God's strongest soldier.
I thought you just said God's drunkish soldier, and I'm like, I don't think Carmichael drinks.
Well, he needs to be.
Ilya's he's such a bitch, you guys. He says, he's gotta cook it later or something. I don't know what's going on with this guy over here.
I just love how Ilya is like, come on, we're going out, and Carmichael's like, where? And it's like, to a fucking club. I
We're
don't
in
know.
Montreal. We find the fucking club. Tell people.
Well, he doesn't know where the clubs are because he's always been at Shane's fuck condo. So
And it's like, here's the thing: is that rude of Ilya? Yes. Is he mourning and like in like, damn, my fuck buddy situationship did not turn into what I want. I'm not telling myself what I actually want, but it didn't happen. But at the same time, if I'm like, we're going out, and Carmichael's like, where? You guys party a bunch, I guess. Like, that's the fucking
CVS,
canon.
brother.
If I said we're going out, I'm like, we're going out to Applebee's for like half app to 10 o'clock. That's the only reason you'll see me outside at 10 o'clock.
Oh my god.
yeah, no, I don't go out.
Imagine if Ilya had been like, Applebee's.
We're going to Applebee's.
No, okay, but like jokes aside, I feel like Ilya would fucking tear up a triple dipper from Chili's with their like cheap margaritas. Actually, one of my bucket list items for New York, and this is not even like a hard thing to do, I want to get absolutely trashed in the Times Square Applebee's. I think it would be fun.
It's not worth it.
I want to get a bunch of friends together, I want to dress up real fancy, and I want to get trashed in the Times Square Applebee's. And that's going to be hard because I don't really drink it anymore, but...
That's actually going to be easy then. Ilya's like, let's go out. And Carmichael's like, where? And he goes, Red Lobster.
Honestly, Ilya, have yourself a cheddar biscuit and maybe you'll calm down.
No, I want a headcanon that Ilya goes to, like, as rich as he is, he doesn't like going to like super fancy rich restaurants. He likes going to like the Applebee's, the Chili's.
He loves McDonald's, like a lot.
Longhorn Steakhouse. What's the Outback Steakhouse? Canada, do you guys have Outback Steakhouse? Canada, listen, you guys
Y'all
have
got
free
Bloomin'
healthcare.
Onions?
Canada, you guys have better healthcare and like free healthcare and better weed than we do. Do you guys also have Bloomin' Onions?
Because if you don't, we're actually going to start
Not
talking
worth it.
shit about you again. Truce
No,
over.
my personal restaurant that I need Ilya to be really into is Dunkin' Donuts. Like, that's very Boston.
Dunkies,
As
duh.
an iced coffee bitch, like, I get an iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts every single day as I go to work because I need joy.
Somebody write a fanfic like of, you know, Ilya and Shane fucking or whatever, but like one of the subplots is that Ilya keeps going to the same Dunkin' Donuts and like out of every 4 times you have Ilya go to this Dunkin' Donuts, he has one time where he's like, oh, this is fucking sewer water.
Shane comes back to bed after taking a shower and he's like, Ilya, what are you doing? Because he's laying with his back towards him. He's like, nothing. He's like, what are you doing? And he leans over and he's eating munchkins.
Hollander, it's good source of fast-acting carb.
No, okay. There is a great fanfic in which Shane becomes a representative for Tim Hortons and Ilya becomes a representative for Dunkin', and they're kind of doing dueling ads. Hilarious. Love it.
That's a great idea.
12 out of 10. It was like, it's fantastic. I'm pretty sure it's on my Fic spreadsheet. Plugging my Fic spreadsheet.
Yes.
It is in our link tree that can be found multiple places. I'm like 99% sure that one's in there because
we occasionally reference like, oh, there's this great fic, and people are like, you gotta drop the name, and it's like, we have a whole list. Mal made a whole list,
I made a
fucking
whole
spreadsheet.
spreadsheet.
She's spreading sheets, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Ilya, like I said, Ilya is spreading cheeks, Mal is spreading sheets.
Yeah, exactly.
What the fuck were we talking about before we went on this fucking Dunkin' Donuts tangent?
Carmichael needs to find us a club.
Carmichael, find us a club. That being said, we like recently, as I said, it wasn't like 4 weeks ago, you know, a bunch of friends and I were like out in Manhattan late for my birthday, and then we're leaving at like almost midnight, and it's like, you know what would be fantastic? Five Guys.
Mm.
And then I stole a bottle of the vinegar
malt vinegar
from the Five Guys.
I personally also like to end my night with 5 men, but after 6 very successful NHL seasons, Shane had gained a reputation for 2 things. 1, being a natural leader and an outstanding playmaker, and 2, being absolutely no fun at all. Shane felt this second accusation was unfair. He was plenty fun. He could relax with a beer and joke around. He was social. He hated clubs. That was something he couldn't deny. He didn't dance, he didn't like crowds, and he didn't like the pressure to pick up women. At least tonight, he didn't have to worry about that last thing.
Oh, he's so me. This is, I do not like a club. I do not want to dance. I don't know how to move my body.
I say you can.
I'm awkward.
Not a chance.
I, like, so much of these things that he doesn't like seemed like something that he will like a lot more once he has a partner to do them with. Because, again, thinking about the long game is like he goes to that gay club to see Fabian and spends time with Ilya and enjoys himself being there with Ilya, even though he's scared, and goes out to a gay bar to have, you know, dinner. Like the pizza place that they go to is gay. He's like, oh God, it's gay in here. I'm like, it's pizza, calm down.
Gay pizza?
Gay pizza. And so, like, I think all of this to say, I can't wait to see married Holanov, like, clubbing and going out together. That shit's gonna be so good. When they all go to the bar
Unrivaled,
after
you better
games,
fix my whole life.
What were the 3 words that Rachel said she would use to describe Unrivaled? Rachel Reid described Unrivaled with these 3 words: bickering, ecstasy, and backlash.
So, Rhodes' friends, Miles and Gia, are also in the club. And Shane tells us how hot Miles is. No homo.
No homo.
But we actually, we need to compare our first physical description of Rose to the description he gives of Miles. Okay, so here's what Shane first said about Rose, when he first met her. So, Shane looked up and saw a slim woman with dark glossy hair and a very expensive-looking top draped over equally expensive-looking jeans. Okay, now here's Miles. He was extremely attractive, with light brown skin, perfectly groomed stubble, and the most incredible eyes Shane had ever seen. They were gray, so pale they were almost silver. He was looking effortlessly gorgeous in a long-sleeve black top, slim-fitting gray pants, and a black knit hat.
I think you mean a toque.
But, the way that the only thing he describes is Rose's clothes, and then for Miles, it's like,
slim.
This is the hottest man, and also he's also wearing clothes.
This is the man who has to remind himself, oh yeah, Rose is pretty, I guess.
It's like, this man is beautiful and his clothes enhance that.
Yes.
And with Rose, it's, oh, look at
Rose
this
looks
slim woman
expensive.
in expensive clothes.
And it's not because, Rose isn't conventionally attractive. She is. It's just that is not how he thinks of women. He thinks of men as attractive. He doesn't think of women as attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not attracted to women.
Surprise, surprise, Shaney boy.
Wait, what?
Oh, sorry, spoilers.
He hasn't said it yet, god damn it!
Spoilers for the long game, Shane's gay, anyway.
Oh my god.
What?
He talks about Rose like he's describing her to a sketch artist, sort of. Like,
Officer, she was a slim woman with dark, glossy hair. She was wearing a very expensive-looking top draped over really expensive jeans.
officer, you have to listen to me. He was extremely attractive. He had the light brown skin, perfectly groomed stubble, and the most incredible eyes. Listen. They're gray, okay? But they're so pale that they're nearly silver. It's effortlessly gorgeous. Anyway, he's wearing a long sleeve
and the forensic analysis or whoever who's like sketching this is like, damn, this is the most detailed description I ever got. We're gonna find this guy.
He's there drawing his sketch and is like, I think this guy's in love with the guy who rocket.
And you said you're dating which one of the two people?
Oh god. So Rose takes Shane's hand and squeezes it, and then she pulls it over to rest it on her knee. Quote, it was probably as natural as anything for her, but Shane felt like everyone was just staring at their joined hands.
Like, he feels like he's putting on a performance and that everyone can tell that this is not natural.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, he knows he feels like he's putting on a performance, but is it a thing where it's like he thinks everyone is looking at him and knows it's performance, or that he's looking at everyone and hoping they buy the performance?
I think it's kind of both.
And? Yeah.
Both and, yeah. Okay.
Porque no los dos?
You're white. You can't say that.
I mean, I also kind of feel that way about a lot of social interactions.
So, again, I want to compare this to the club scene in the long game where Shane doesn't want anyone to look, but he knows that what his partner needs is physical contact, and he makes that sacrifice. And I say sacrifice because for Shane it's really difficult, but he knows it's what Ilya needs. And so he does put his hand on Ilya's back, and the only times he removes his hand is to clap. And then he immediately puts it back on Ilya's back. And that is so darling to me, and I love that so much. And I love comparing that to this, in that the physical contact seems like part of a performance rather than anything else, you know? That's why I think I really like doing retrospective reads of things, is because you can apply and compare and contrast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so much more fun than just blind reacting to something. That's why we didn't like record ourselves watching things for the first time or reading things for the first time. It's like we take our time to process and then, you know? And I think that's better. I like to be analytical, so I just think it's better that way. So when Shane ends up not being able to follow the conversation anymore, he sips on his second beer, watches the dance floor, and steals a few glances at Miles.
Which is dumb because Shane is here with Rose Landry.
Rose fucking Landry,
Shane.
man.
Shane.
Ugh.
Shane, buddy. Guys, it's okay. We're a couple chapters away from him being like, I'm gay.
And not a moment too soon, let me say. And so on the dance floor with Rose, he starts feeling insecure about his wardrobe and thinking about how all these girls here seem like they'd be Rosanov's type. And, you know, just like that, we're back to thinking about Ilya.
Shocker. And so basically when he's talking about Rosanov's type, he says, or at least what he was pretty sure Rosanov was into based on photos that Shane had seen on the internet, completely by accident, and not because he sometimes did image searches for Ilya Rosanov.
What? He would never.
He would never. He could easily imagine Ilya flirting with any one or two of the array of blonde, tan girls with dark eyelashes and shimmery lips. He wondered what Ilya was doing tonight. Had he been disappointed that they hadn't hooked up? Was Shane disappointed? Yes!
Yes,
Say
you both
it out
are.
loud.
Please,
Let's get this ball rolling.
Let's get our balls rolling.
I was like gonna
Again.
make a balls joke. Yeah.
You
balls
are at
joke.
the club with Rose fucking Landry, okay? Woman of all time.
Wote, if
You're
you
looking
will.
at Miles. You're looking at the bartender. You're thinking about your 6-year situationship, Ilya Rosanov. Like, my guy. The hints are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Take them.
So, when Shane starts dancing with Rose, the quote is, Shane understood what was supposed to be happening here. He was supposed to be escalating things. touching her, teasing her, making her want him, and then they would kiss and press closer together, and so why wasn't he?
I know what you are, Shane Hollander. Insert the dog meme one more time. Actually, not one more time. I will continue to use the dog meme.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't use the dog meme after he comes out to like himself and Ilya though.
You totally can. When he says
You
something
can.
super gay,
I
Shane
know
is
what you are, Shane
super
Hollander.
gay. But again, Shane is not sexless, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
he knows what is expected. He knows what he should want to do when he's attracted to someone because he's done it. And if this
Yes,
were Ilya,
like-
he would be all over him.
Well, like, let's compare to the very first hookup, in which Shane didn't have the experience, but he had the vision. Like, he was
Yeah.
ready to drop to his knees and just
Without
get into it.
instruction.
And he was like, I don't know if this is right, but like, I feel like I want to have his dick in my mouth, so I'm gonna do that.
Bottom of all time, Shane Hollander, locked and loaded.
Boat, if you will.
Meanwhile, with
Yes!
Rose, it's like
Yes!
he's like, I'm just confused, man. Like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but like, how do I do that? Like,
Mm-hmm. He's
how
like,
do
I know what
straight
I'm
people?
supposed
wait a minute,
Do
you
I
mean to
have
tell me
to?
this thing is self-lubricating? Sorry. This is so much cheaper.
They're hockey players, they can afford it.
Oh my god! Shout out to Lube. Lube got to be one of my favorite genders. Anyway,
So, now, total coincidence. Ilya fucking Rosanov is here because he
He has
told
arrived at the
people-
club, he is ready to get his mind off of Shane Hollander, and who's the first person he sees? Rose Landry, wrapped around, you guessed it, Shane Hollander.
Those fucking straights. They, like, they're like cosmic magnets, I swear to God, these two, because, like, they're like, I'm gonna get my mind off of this bag of dicks. And then,
And we're getting our mind off each other in the exact same way because soulmate shit. Even
Yeah.
when we don't meet up after a game, we meet up after a game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
yeah. So, Ilya immediately finds a girl. She, they dance for like one song and then tongues and mouths.
Good for her. Love that.
I've said before that like first date, first time meeting someone, I'm like, your tongue should go nowhere near my mouth. The amount of good first dates that immediately became bad first dates because they put their tongue in my mouth, I'm like, okay, we're done.
I made out with a girl at a Taylor Swift dance party night at a club because she held up a little sign on her phone that said, "Are there any lesbians here?" And I was like, "Hi, I'm a lesbian," and then we made out. So I can't judge this woman whatsoever.
The only people who can judge you, Mal, are God and me, so I'm judging.
And the listeners of this podcast.
The listeners of this podcast don't care. Their opinions don't matter. I've seen what makes them cheer. I don't care what makes them boo.
The listeners of this podcast are actually like, Mal, you should be more of a freak slut. And I'm like, yes, I agree. I probably should.
So, this part, like, Ilya is wondering if Shane is seeing him. And this part, to me, is written so interestingly because it immediately starts cutting back and forth between the two of them, rather than what normally we get in a book. It's like the whole thing happens from one perspective, and then you move to the next chapter or section or whatever, and you get the whole perspective from the other character. But instead, here, it's back and forth. Like, you don't get a moment to rest in comfortability of, like, I'm in Shane's head now, and then you're like, oh, fuck, now we're in Ilya's head.
Yeah.
And it creates like an unsettling feeling for you as the reader because you can't settle. It's chaos.
Yeah, and because this is not usually how scenes are written, so it's kind of jarring.
Yeah. You just get like ping-ponged back and forth across the club and you're like, oh my God,
You're
my
like,
head
oh my
hurts."
god, stop, I hate being in the club. And so does Shane, because Miles comes to join Shane and Rose, and they start doing their little dancey dance, and Shane wonders if now he can sneak out and go home. Real?
And Miles keeps looking at Shane over Rose's shoulder like an invitation, and it's making Shane uncomfortable. So,
Shane, you're
Big
so
thing.
close. You're so close to realizing, Shane, please,
Big thing.
connect the dots. Connect them.
I've connected them. You didn't connect shit, Shane.
Shane's like, my standards for women are so high. Rose Landry is cool. I want to spend time with her. I've connected the dots. And you're like, no, buddy, because there's like 37 other dots that are all spelling gay.
I was going to say there are 81 other dots.
Yeah. And they're arranged to spell gay.
I know it's not the point for a bunch of reasons, but the implication that Rose is like high standards for him in my joking Mimi dumb brain is like, oh, that means like his low standards are Ilya for men.
I was sitting next to someone and I overheard them. I'm sorry, I'm the kind of extrovert that will like butt in on a conversation, and I know a lot of people don't like that, but I'm from the South and we're nosy. And so I'm also Italian. That's a problem. So the I was sitting next to someone and she said that Pete Davidson was like the most beautiful like peak man, and I looked at her and I went, "Are you bisexual?" And she was like, "Yes." And I was like, "I thought so."
Clocked.
That's a dead giveaway. Pete Davidson is your type, you're bi.
Yeah.
Shane is looking around and just thinking about how grateful he is to be there with his friends, Rose and Miles. And who the fuck is that? It's Victor St. Simon and Ryan Carmichael. And that's
Cliff
it.
Marlowe.
Just kidding. There's also Cliff Marlowe and fucking Ilya Rozanoff. God damn.
And Ilya's dancing with this girl. Shane is thirsting. He's drawn to him like a magnet. So, here's the quote. Ilya was dancing with a girl. His head and shoulders towered over most of the crowd. Shane moved through the sea of dancers toward him without even realizing he was doing it. He got close enough to see the way the heat of the room was causing Ilya's damp hair to curl even tighter than usual, and the way his skin glistened the same way it had during the game. But the games didn't have lighting like this. At the games, the music wasn't pounding and Ilya's body wasn't writhing and the whole room didn't scream sex.
So I know that's exaggeration. That's like a metaphor or whatever. But I'm just imagining everyone in that room being like, "Sex."
Well, and I'm like, Shane, you're gonna tell me that watching that man play hockey is not sexy to you? You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself about many things here, and like
Again,
that's one of them.
I like how the Rose description was generic, was like, oh, factual, she's wearing this, she looks like this, is expensive. I like that the Miles description was more detailed, and then I love that the Ilya description, while not really being like detailed about what he's wearing per se, is so detailed and personal and what's that word that like means personal? Intimate. More intimate, because obviously he's been intimate with Ilya.
And he doesn't describe how Ilya, like, what he looks like, because we know. But we get these details of, like, glistening skin and the curls being tighter than normal, and you can just so clearly see it in your head. Yeah.
And I'm also picturing the fuck-ass leopard print shirt from the show, because I don't actually
Jean-Paul
know if
Gaultier.
Ilya's... Yeah, I don't know if Ilya's outfit is described here in the club scene. To me, I don't care if anything else is said. That man is wearing that fuck-ass leopard shirt because I love it.
The phrase tighter than normal, or like noticing anything different about what normal Ilya looks like, he has quote unquote normal Ilya dialed into like to committed to memory.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So lines like that, specific sections where he's pointing out, oh, Ilya looks different because XYZ. I love those moments.
He has a mental folder of all his pictures of Ilya's hair. Ilya's hair after sex, Ilya's hair after the shower, Ilya's hair after a hockey game, Ilya's hair peeking out of his hockey helmet, Ilya's hair
after I grabbed it.
Ilya's hair after I've run my fingers through it, Ilya's hair in the club right now. Like, this man knows this man.
He has a lookbook.
Yeah.
Shane feels sick, right? He wants to leave, and he cannot let Ilya notice him.
Too bad he's just standing there like the man emoji, staring at Ilya.
Thumbs in your pockets. But there's so many people online that I have seen say that the next scene in the show, and I know we're talking about the book, but there are people who are like, but it's not actually happening. When the song, and multiple people have said this.
God,
so
I wish it wasn't.
So if somebody has said this and you're like, they're calling me out. No, I promise you're not the first person to say it. You won't be the last. I'm just saying, I disagree with you. You're fucking wrong, bitch. No. They say when the song shifts, that's when it changes from reality to like Shane's imagination, because Shane wouldn't just be standing there in the middle of the club. And I'm like, okay, but he literally is in the book. And then they're also like, Ilya's not actually jerking off in the shower. That's just Shane thinking about him. And I'm like, no, but he is, though, because he goes home alone and jerks off in the shower.
And fight, flight, or freeze, Shane is either going to be a freeze or a flight. Most of the time, a freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just want to say, because Camille was like, I disagree, I have to say, we have lost the ability to disagree with each other online. Like, if you think that is a... Like, if you're like, no, Camille, you're wrong, and it actually is all in his imagination, cool. Think that. That's fine. We can disagree.
There's so many different ways of saying things, and people almost use like an accusatory way of saying it. If you think I'm wrong, that's fine. Try saying, I think this. I disagree.
Yeah.
I think this. Not, Camille, you're wrong, unless it's a literal fact that I'm wrong. Unless
Yeah.
I'm saying toke and it's toque, and you can still be nicer, you assholes.
Guys,
also,
Camille's never wrong. She's always loud and right.
Yeah, she is. And
Ring that bell.
like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, you're allowed to look at something and be like, I don't think I agree with that take. And not need to argue with us in the comments about something until we change our opinion. Because, like, we don't have to change our opinion. Like, we can interpret this scene differently, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I think the reason Mal feels so passionately about that is because it's very upsetting to me, and Mal doesn't like for me to be upset.
Yes. Well, and I'm just kind of like, okay.
Cool. Like, I hope you have a better day.
Not everyone has to think exactly the same as you. Like, yeah.
It's a fucking book, bro.
Yeah. So, anyway. So, when Ilya's gaze lands on Shane Hollander, Shane's eyes went wide. Had Shane just been watching him? Ilya couldn't resist pushing it. He gave him what he believed to be his sexiest smile and bent down to whisper in the girl's ear. Should we take this somewhere else?
No. No thanks.
No, it's listen, here's the thing, is that the relationship that's described where it's like, nah, she doesn't want to do this, like, her boyfriend likes to watch her, I guess, like, make out with other guys, but, like, not go hook up with them. Listen, we love a cuck with boundaries. We love that. We love established boundaries in a relationship, however much you're going to open it, however you're like, yeah, you can go make out with other guys, I don't want to see you hook up with other guys. That's fantastic. That's, like, we can joke about it a little bit, but I love how healthy this relationship kind of seems on the surface.
No,
but it is
everyone else in this club scene is losing. This girl is winning. She is having the ultimate night, and I'm obsessed with this for her because also I think
it would lose an earring, but
yeah, into Ilya's stomach. No, that's actually the earring is not mentioned in the book, Camille. I really appreciate that it's not like Ilya's just using this woman. Like, this woman is also using Ilya, right?
Yeah.
Ilya's using her to make Shane jealous, but she is also using him to, like, get her boyfriend off. And also her.
Yeah.
Because her boyfriend likes to watch. And I love that. We're mutually using each other. And Slay Queen, icon, legend, star, if your boyfriend wants to watch you make out with me, call me up. Please.
As far as I've seen, the healthiest relationship in this book so far, this random girl and her boyfriend. Give it up for them. I'm joking, by the way, but give it up for them. I feel like I have to say I'm joking constantly because there's going to be someone who doesn't understand that I'm joking or doesn't understand when we say something as a joke. And they're like, you can't say that. That's actually really terrible. It's like, my guy, like, chill the fuck out.
What if we all just chilled the fuck out, actually? Shane and Ilya included in that. Like, chill the fuck out, guys.
And so when he invites this girl to take this somewhere else, he is watching Shane the whole time. Shane's the cock! And he doesn't like it! I love the cuck chair when it comes to Heated Rivalry, and Shane is like, get me out of here! I can't handle this!
Shane does not consent to being in the cuck chair. However, that girl's boyfriend does. Ilya's boyfriend does not want to be in the cuck chair. That girl's boyfriend, yes.
Yes. So Ilya tells Victor that he's leaving. And Victor's like, ooh, with the girl, go off. Well, he doesn't say go off.
He
He's
leaves
straight.
to jerk off in the shower and seethe.
Yeah. And I was struck by the fact that he lets Victor think that he's leaving with the girl, which is something that Ilya does a lot. He just doesn't correct people. And this is something that Shane learns in the long game, is like lying by omission, by like not correcting someone. So like he tells people he's gonna go get laid, but he just doesn't mention that it's Shane. He tells them that he's leaving, but he doesn't clarify that it's not actually with the woman. And so then he goes to his hotel room, right? He jerks off, he's seething in bed, but then he's described as curled on his side and clinging to his crucifix. Not clinging, but holding onto his crucifix. And I'm like,
Ilya, baby.
He's doing that boy thing of saying, this feeling that I am uncomfortable with must be anger, because that's how I know how
I
to
must be angry at Shane.
It must be anger.
And he thinks, oh God, what was wrong with him? Why did he care? Ilya had been ready to let that weird girl with the kinky boyfriend do whatever she wanted with him. What did it matter what Shane was doing when Ilya didn't require him? And I'm kind of obsessed with him, like, describing Shane as if he's some jester that he just, like, summons for his own amusement. It's like, I don't care what Shane is doing when I don't require him.
Yeah.
Shane had been watching him make out with that girl, and Shane looked so fucking good. Not clothes-wise. Shane's wardrobe was as boring as he was, but something about seeing Shane Hollander in that environment had been exhilarating. What if Ilya had been able to get closer to him? Would Shane have danced with him right there in that packed Montreal nightclub? And the answer is probably no. Would he have let Ilya push that stupid polo up and run his hands over the hard lines of its abs? Also probably no. Would he have tilted his head back and sucked in a breath when Ilya kissed his neck? Also probably no.
Like, well, that one maybe.
That one, yes, but then he'd be like, my guy, we're in public.
Whoa. In tuxedos.
We're in tuxedos. In public. No, and the fact that this is what Rose is doing in the show, like, she's got his shirt pushed up, she's feeling his abs.
I thought that was brilliant writing from Jacob Tierney, is the fact that what Rose is doing in the show is what Ilya is thinking about doing to Shane in the book.
And I love how very clearly it's doing nothing for Shane, but if Ilya was doing this to Shane, he'd be like on fire.
He'd be like, where'd my pants go?
Pantsless at the disco.
Panicking and pantsless at the disco. So, the question is, was it just that Ilya liked his sex with a generous helping of danger and Shane provided both? Or was he just being childish about having to share his favorite toy with a gorgeous movie star? Somewhere buried deep in his brain, there was a third reason that was screaming for attention. Ilya ignored it. And I'm like, buddy, you are lying to yourself if you simply think that Shane is your favorite toy.
Yeah, he kind of continually describes Shane as almost less than a person, because when he was like, who cares what Shane's doing when I don't require him? Like, no, I don't care. And now it's like, he's my favorite toy. Like,
but I think that that's the emotional separation that he's trying to use, is that he's like, I'm wham bam, thank you ma'am, you know? And so
I don't require him. I don't care what he's doing.
Exactly. I was also really interested. I was thinking about, like, can you imagine if your favorite toy, like childhood toy, became sentient and then was like, I don't want to spend time with you. I want to be with my other friends.
What's that fucking meme from Toy Story where it's like, I don't want to play with you anymore, and he like drops Woody into the fucking abyss?
Yeah.
Would that not be heartbreaking? Shane is his favorite toy who has become sentient and doesn't want him, as far as Ilya thinks.
Yeah.
That's devastating. And
if I was Ilya, I would be looking at this like, you know, this guy was nothing before me. Like, I taught him how to suck a dick. Like, not that he's, you know, putting that skill to much use with Rose, but like, I don't know, I would imagine after 6 years, like, they've gotten pretty good at it. And now he's like, now someone else is benefiting from all my hard work to try to get Shane Hollander to be not repressed anymore.
But this is our Act 3 breakup. A lot of people don't like Act 3 breakups. I don't mind them as long as they're written in a way that makes sense.
There is one in this series that drives me up a fucking wall, because I think it comes out of nowhere and it's stupid.
Who?
Kyle and Eric.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, you just finished Common Goal.
Yeah,
That's why I brought it up. But I'm like, that one just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think we needed it.
Like, it's weird to call it a third act breakup because it's not a breakup, but because they're not together, but that's what this is.
Also kind of is.
Yeah.
Because this is the one time that they are not hooking up.
Right.
So it is a breakup in a sense. Like, we're stopping this arrangement that we've had the entire fucking book.
Yeah. And then we also know from the long game that when Shane leaves the club, he doesn't leave with Rose, he leaves by himself, and he has to pull over because he's crying so hard that he can't see straight, and he's in love with Ilya. He just doesn't know it yet. Like, he can't name it as that yet.
No chance, no way I won't say I'm in love.
At least out loud. I won't say I'm in love. Sure does. Alright, so that's the end of chapter 14. Chapter 15. It's 1 week later. We're in Montreal, so it's still January 2017.
It's been 1 week.
Yeah. Shane liked Rose Landry. He did. She was easy to talk to, and she had a warmth about her that drew people in. She was a bigger celebrity than he was, but she handled it so easily. She laughed a lot, and when she asked people questions, which was often, she genuinely seemed to care about their answers. Maybe it was because she was an actress, but she always seemed very interested in people. Always observing, and she remembered every detail. He has yet to give us any indication that this woman is hot to him, by the way.
Listen, officer. She's a really big celebrity. She handles it really well. She laughs
She
a lot. I don't know.
dresses rich.
She dresses
She listens when I talk to her.
She listens. She's
Which
interested
honestly,
in
most of
me.
these things are just sound like a guy who has only hung out with men, having his first friendship with a woman, being like, hey, this is great.
This friendship with Rose.
Unlike Robert, Shane wants to listen to women's opinions.
This friendship is important to him for a multitude of reasons. You know, obviously Rose helping him like put the words in his brain like, oh, I'm gay. Obviously, that's the important part for her. But also, just having Shane not talk to men has been great for his mental health. That's honestly been the real kicker. That's honestly been the real change. He just stopped talking to men. He talked to a woman for several months.
He met one woman and was like, hey, now it's time for me to self-reflect, because, like, men don't do that shit.
So,
Sorry to any man out there who actually does. You're an outlier, and you should not be counted.
so I think there's another good point to be, to add on to what I was saying from the last chapter about Shane learning how to flirt through his relationship with Rose in a place where there are no stakes, right? Is like she listens to him, she talks to him, like he's learning what a relationship should be like.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's learning what he wants from Ilya because he's in an adult relationship and he's taking that and going, I think I would really like this with Ilya Rozanov. Fuck! And so he and Rose have slept together a couple times. It had been ... fine. Better than usual, really. Except Shane knew she wouldn't be so dazzled by his stardom that she would be able to overlook his performance, and that had made him nervous, which had made it more difficult for him to perform. But she had been patient and helpful, and he'd completed the task both times. Helpful.
Shane is getting a good grade in heterosexual sex, something that is normal to want and possible to achieve.
It's also funny how this isn't the first time that Shane's described having sex with a woman as like sort of like clocking into a job and being like, I guess I'm good at it.
Shane clocking into his 9 to 5 at the eating pussy factory, and he's like, God, I can't stand this job. And actually, I just want to say to Shane Hollander, that's someone else's dream job, aka me. So like, maybe you should resign and you should call on the real lesbians. Anyway.
They're coming in, they're stealing our jobs.
No, exactly.
These fucking Canadians. So
Stealing our jobs. Fucking our
at
women.
the pussy
stealing our
factory.
jobs.
So Shane has noticed that there was some surprise on her part that it was such a chore for him, especially the second time, and he was sure she wasn't used to that. Yeah.
But like, again, the woman of all time. If it's a
Woke.
chore to do it with Rose Landry.
Yeah.
Shane and Rose are at her private table at a wine bar, and Shane is initially surprised that Rose is there alone instead of with her usual crowd of friends and coworkers. This is very interesting to me. Like, how often do we think they've actually hung out alone?
Hopefully when they're fucking.
Well, yes. But other than that...
No, clearly when they're fucking, it's they have to leave 6 inches of room for Jesus.
9 inches of room for Ilya Rozanov.
Yes.
That was gonna be my second joke.
Ilya's just like, whoa. Shing. Hold on. How
Ilya,
much distance is this?
like Shane and Rose finish having sex, and then Ilya clicks on the light. He's like, surprise! I was in the picture the whole time.
Ilya's actually just always there, like the Edward Cullen hallucination. Rose Landry is like, Shane, are you having a good time? And Ilya's like, lie better.
The light comes on and Ilya goes, I have notes. I have a suggestion.
I'm sure he does.
I'm like, Rose, stand up, take 2 steps, 2 more steps, 1,700 steps, get out. I'll handle this.
Yeah.
So there's a similar coming out conversation too in the show. She says, You're so cute. Miles is low-key in love with you. Are there any gay hockey players? Do you like kissing me?
Sure.
And we do have to correct ourselves. From earlier, we've said that the word bi is not in these books. Shane actually does say bi, but we didn't search for bi. We searched for
Yeah.
bisexual. So Shane says yes, and then he's like, yeah, sure, gay or bi or whatever. And I'm like, oh my god, he's literally thinking of Ilya.
Yeah. He's like, I do know a bi hockey player.
I mean, there must be, you know.
Yeah.
But then the quote is, and suddenly Shane felt like he was staring down a slap shot. He braced himself for impact.
And he also calls this a direct accusation. He'd never encountered a direct accusation like this before. Like he's being accused of a crime. Except it wasn't really an accusation. Rose wasn't judging him. She was just trying to understand him. He stared into his wine glass. He knew he had taken too long to reply already. The jig was up. And you know what? It is. He can't lie anymore to himself, to Rose. Like, the truth is coming out. And thank God.
Once he says this, he can't walk it back. And also there's going to be somebody who knows and can, like, hold him to it, you know? Because I swear to God, if this conversation happened and then Shane Hollander went and dated another girl, Rose would be breaking down the door like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is wrong
We talked
with you?
about this. Yeah.
Well, and it's also, he doesn't say it out loud. He just admits to being into men. Mm-hmm. Because there is a difference.
It's an admission, not a claiming.
A lot of times, if you don't say the word gay, straight people do not know what you mean.
Gee, you sound like you have personal experience.
What? That's crazy. I believe I told that story in an episode we've already recorded, so I'm not going to tell it again.
When Rose is asking about, you know, if he's ever been with a man, it says Shane's memories supplied him with flashes of golden brown curls and sparkling hazel eyes and a playful smile and hard muscles and strong hands holding him down as he was entered and filled and ...
Whew.
He's like, I'm looking at the most beautiful woman in the world, thinking about a dent in my butt.
Which is funny because if somebody had asked Shane, like, oh, hey, Shane, have you ever been with a girl? And he'd be like, I mean, yeah, you know, she was pretty, I think. She dressed expensively. And it's like, Shane,
Listen,
she's not supposed to dress
officer,
expensively.
I swear to God, we've been over this.
Yeah, Shane, if she's dressed expensively while you're having sex, that's not good. She shouldn't be wearing anything. Or unless it's expensive lingerie, that's a different story.
Oh my God.
Shout out to sex being so feral and like intimate that like you just pull like the dress to the side, pants to the side.
Oh my God, we get it. You're sexually active. Jesus Christ.
Okay, we get it. You're engaged, Robert. So yeah, the rest of it pretty word for word. Book to show. Peg and hole. Have you ever been with a man? Was it different? Was it better? I'm a bottom. All that jazz. And Rose wants to stay best friends.
He says, Rose, listen, I'm not saying you're wrong. You're right. But and she's like, oh my God. She's like, I actually feel so much better about myself right now. I was really worried for a second. I loved that Rose Landry. Hold on. I love that Rose Landry is like, this man isn't into me. Gay.
No, that's like
what's
self-esteem
the
of all
Carpenter
time.
lyric is that if you're not into me, like I'll just assume that you're gay. That's Rose Landry.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she's like, also, this
woke.
keeps happening. And she's like, I know I'm a catch, so it must be you.
Rose wants to stay best friends. She wants to be friends. She wants to be best friends. And
this is good. Shane needs female friends.
Yes.
He needs friends that don't play hockey.
And he needs queer friends, not Miles. You stay away.
Miles
and his gray eyes that are so gray, they're almost silver.
Officer.
So hot.
Did I mention how beautiful he was? I just want to make sure. As her driver pulls up, she hugs him, and he hugs her back and kisses the top of her head and is surprised to feel tears in his eyes. But also, he says, text me all the time, please. And I thought that's so precious, is that Shane is like, please text me all the time. Like, you're the only person. Yeah. Please text me all the time.
I also think it's interesting that this is the first place that he gets emotional. It's like the goodbye. it's like during the coming out scene, he's a little more like, you caught me. I'm gay.
I like a dick. What can I say? I'm a
what can I say?
guy.
But like in the show,
She's
it's
like, why
done
are you doing
so.
a Boston accent? And he's like, no reason. I don't know a Lily. Who the fuck you talking about?
In the show, it's such like an emotional moment for him, and I think listen, people came for us for saying we like Tuna Melts in the book better than in the show because like you're not allowed to talk about the show, but I think the coming out is better in the show. Like I think it is handled with a little more of the like levity and impact that the scene requires. Like this is a big thing for Shane, and it's a little bit less like you caught me, and it's more like, holy shit, like, I cannot run from this anymore. And I appreciate that.
And I think that is probably, like, very massive kudos to Hudson Williams for just the incredible emoting that he does in the scene. But I also just want to clarify that we are going, like, we've had so many people get frustrated. We are not talking shit about the show when we say we like something from the book better. And it's really interesting to me how the majority of the time, the conversation is, well, the book is always better. But then suddenly Heated Rivalry happened and everyone's like, oh, fuck the book. The book is bad. And I'm like, it's not bad. What are you If the book was bad, the show would be bad. That's a fact.
Right.
Because it is nearly identical. And I also want to say, when we say that we like something in the show better, do not talk shit about Rachel Reid and her writing in our comment section. We've had people who were like, this is proof that Jacob Tierney is a better writer. No, it's not. They're both superb for their mediums.
Yeah, and I think this story just really lends itself well to the TV show. And I think Jacob has done incredible stuff with the material that is there, and it would not exist without the material that is there. And a lot of the scenes are word for word from the book. Like, a lot of the lines that you love came from Rachel.
Rose is kind of a catalyst for both of them at that point, right? Because she's a catalyst for Shane. And it's always like, as an author, I think about Rachel a lot and how she made these decisions with these women she puts in the book. Because the women, when you have like a gay awakening or a bi awakening type story, a lot of times like you have characters that are there to help the main character on that journey. And you don't want those characters to feel like token characters, right? Like the girlfriend who thinks they're in a relationship with because someone doesn't realize they're gay yet, something like that. And I thought Rachel was so smart because Rose is actively the catalyst, right? Like, I guess I don't want to skip ahead too much, but yeah, like Rose is the one that asks Shane the question, right? Like he doesn't really figure this out and come forward with her. She's the one that she has all the agency there to kind of ask him that question. And then that helps Shane kind of figure out what's going on and who he is and what he wants. And then Rose is the catalyst for Ilya because he's jealous as hell now, right? And he wants to figure out what's going on with these two, which is really interesting. And why that scene in Tampa is so powerful when they do come together and have like that conversation where you're like, oh, both these guys have had their guards knocked down a little bit. And now we're getting somewhere.
On the same night in Boston,
we get our first book, Svetlana!
Woo!
The crowd goes wild. The crowd is me. And it is interesting to me that in the Rose chapter, we get introduced to Svetlana. This is how Roslana can still win.
So Svetlana is his favorite. She has vivid blue eyes and long, straight hair that was so blonde it almost had no color at all. She couldn't have looked less like...
Who will ya?
Nobody.
Who Ilya Stan? I do like that at least there's a little, like, it's for Ilya, who's also attracted to women. He can be like, he has that combination down of like, here's somebody who's attractive and here's what they look like in the same, like in the description, whereas opposed to Shane, who's like, women, they dress expensive and I think they're pretty.
No. They dress expensive. I like talking to them. Oh yeah, and I think they're pretty. Like the I think they're pretty is an afterthought.
But also, so like Rose is Shane's favorite because everyone needs to like one woman. That's the quota.
Yes.
And then...
except for Kip, who gets 2 women.
Yes.
Because he gets both Maria and Elena.
Sure.
But that's because Scott has no women. So, like, the balance. Anyway. Also, Maria is kind of Kyle's woman.
But when Ilya says that Svetlana is his favorite, it's more than just like sex or attraction, because he's also talking about like they can speak in Russian. She knows hockey. She knows her shit. She doesn't take shit. She's a
Also, the
serious
description
woman.
of her is another thing that I read and I go, that's interesting. No, thank you. And I continue to picture show Svetlana.
Yeah, no, true.
Also, the like, she couldn't have looked less like ... sounds a whole lot like Shane's no one makes me feel like ...
I'm once again, all three of us in Mamma Mia going, ...
Yes.
They talk about hockey. She snatches his cigarette. By the way, he's smoking again. And Ilya met Svetlana 3 years ago when she had worked for the Lamborghini dealership in Boston. And he'd been surprised to learn after he'd slept with her for the first time that she was the daughter of a retired Russian Boston Bears star player. And she possibly knew more about hockey than Ilya did. I like that she didn't fucking tell him who her dad was, because she's like, I'm getting this on my own merits. I'm not gonna let him think I'm just, you know.
She's not a Nepo baby.
I'm not gonna Nepo baby my way into Ilya Rozanov's bed.
I'm not a Nepo baby. I'm not a puck bunny. And so that means they met in like 2014, which is when the Olympics were.
Do we think that he knew her pre-Olympics? Do we think he met her after the Olympics?
I think you probably met her after, when he was trying to distract himself from the shit show that was feelings for Shane Hollander. Because then that's when he ghosts Shane, right?
Right. He was ghosting Shane because he was fucking Svetlana.
Yeah. So they talk about Matheson and the All-Star game, and then him playing with Shane. And the quote is, Ilya rolled his eyes and smiled. You were playing with Shane Hollander this year, right? In the All-Star game? Svetlana asked, as if she didn't know the answer. Yes. Is he also terrible? No. Hollander is amazing. I love Shane Hollander. She sort of purred the last few words. Traitor. He's a beautiful skater. Such talented hands and so cute. Now you're trying to make me angry. You can't argue those facts, Ilya. No, Ilya said, grinding the butt of his cigarette into a small plate that he was using as a makeshift ashtray. I can't argue them. He's very good. And cute, if you say so.
You can't even, like, make the argument that Svetlana knows because she absolutely doesn't.
Not know.
Like, this is not the same Svetlana from the show, so this is just incredibly funny.
Yeah, she's just like, and he's cute, right, bitch?
This man knows Shane Hollander is cute.
I was thinking about how Svetlana is sitting here naked the whole time, and I was like, literally, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I was like, aren't her yips cold?
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Like, I'd be chilly. Also, I had a thought the other day as I got out of the shower.
You had a thought?
Thank you. That was such a Robert thing for you to say, woman hater. I was thinking about how we talk about hard nipples in like romance novels and things like that, but we never talk about the fact that hard nipples look like this. Like, you know.
For those who can't see, because this is an audio medium, Camille just did like a pucker face.
They're just like
imagine Camille just like ate a very sour lemon. That's what she looks like right now.
You know, like that. That's what your nipples look like. Anyway,
noted nipple expert Camille out here telling us what nipples are like. Thank you, Camille.
Areola expert. Da-na-na. So she's cold, but Ilya doesn't want to go a second round. And the truth that he tried so very hard to ignore, was that no one set him on fire like Shane Hollander. All of these women, they were gorgeous, fun, very sexy. But he didn't think about them after they were gone. He didn't long for them. With them, he could be sated. Bitch.
Ugh. What a crazy thing to say. That, like,
Yeah.
And what a romantic fucking thing to say. God. Like,
the
you
way
just
you just
cannot
said,
get enough of him.
I was like, makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Sorry. I was briefly possessed by the spirit of Jennifer Coolidge.
Hot dog real bad.
You look like the 4th of July.
The next quote is, Shane Hollander was not an option. He wasn't ever an option. Not really. This thing between them needed to stop. It was bad for both of them, and Ilya knew they should end it. What scared Ilya was how desperately he wanted it to continue, but not enough to embarrass himself. which was why he hadn't even bothered texting Shane when their teams had played against each other in Montreal last week. He had no interest in being rejected by Shane Hollander.
Again.
He has so much interest in Shane Hollander, but he's like, I cannot be humiliated. I cannot
Again.
be denied by him.
Again.
I cannot look this man in the face and have him say no.
Yeah.
It will not, I cannot handle that. And that's why he's like, nope, done. Now Shane, being Shane, is like, what did I do? That he doesn't want me, right? But Ilya's like, I want him so bad, and he doesn't want me.
I want
And
him
I'm like,
so bad it makes me look stupid, and I cannot afford to look stupid.
But Ilya makes a lot of money. How can he afford it?
It's priceless, baby.
His reputation is priceless.
And he also has no interest in seeing Shane Hollander with his hands all over Rose fucking Landry in a nightclub, but fate had seemed determined to rub Hollander in his face instead of on his face. A fucking nightclub! If he couldn't be safe from Hollander there, then where? Savage. That's roasted. He's like, what do you mean he was in a fucking nightclub? That's the one place I'll never find Shane Hollander. What the fuck do you mean? Should have gone to a gay club, my friend.
Why
That.
was he in a nightclub? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Ilya takes the Boston Bears to a nightclub.
a gay nightclub.
I'd pay money to see that. I think that would be really funny.
Whoa!
The Centaurs take the Bears.
Actually, a bear in a gay club? Likely place for a bear to be.
So, Ilya wonders if Rose is going to be joining Shane in Florida for the All-Star game. And he also wonders if Rose is going to be accompanying Shane to everything from now on.
Mind you, they've been dating like 2 months.
Yeah.
A little too early to be thinking about marriage. Like, my guy, no one knows better than you how much Shane Hollander doesn't commit.
Yeah.
You tried to make him a sandwich and he got scared because that was moving too fast.
But I get it. Like, I spiral. That's a depression thing. That's a depression and anxiety thing. I spiral.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no, it makes sense.
But also, I think he's spent so long. This is where we flip. We've spent, to be clear, we're not verse. We've spent so long. Ilya said, I'm not verse, but I'm feeling very vulnerable right now. This is the moment where Ilya has been saying, I use Shane. Shane is my favorite toy. And now he's, like, maybe he's been saying that because he's the one that feels used. Because now Shane is out publicly in a relationship with someone and he's the one that feels used. So he's flipping that narrative and being like, no. It was me. I was using him.
Right.
You know?
It was
Yeah.
me. I
am the sex fiend. I am a Mr. Sex Machine.
am Mr. Six.
Mr. Lots of Sex.
Mr. Sex. And for the first time ever, Ilya is not looking forward to an all-star game, which I think is very significant because the two things that he loves most in life are Shane Hollander and hockey.
And getting to annoy all the top players at once.
Exactly. Clearly he loves Shane more because Shane and the thought of Shane is enough to make him not look forward to hockey. And so this is where we see him finally, like, consciously feeling certain ways about things because of the way he feels about Shane. Like, the way he feels about Shane is changing the way he's feeling about other things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
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 Yeah!
Yeah.
Can I have a tissue? He shot me. Does anyone have a wet wipe? Any final thoughts?
Things are bleak, man.
Yeah, they are.
Well, because this is the first time we're recording this episode, I don't know what happens in the next chapters, but I really hope that in the next chapters, Shane's able to sit down with Ilya and be like, hey, so I'm gay.
And I really hope that we have a great time talking with Lee from Believe in Anything Pod about those chapters. By the time people hear this, we will have already recorded the next 2 episodes. Because we're recording again tomorrow. Good God.
Yeah, our recording schedule is kind of fucked, guys. I gotta be honest.
Oh, God. What chapters are we doing next week that we definitely haven't already done?
Are doing...
Next week, we're doing 16 through 18.
This is your friendly reminder. We do have some stickers that we're going to be selling. We're going to be selling our logos. So the Pit Crew and the Putt Crew stickers, they're like 2-inch
Whee!
circle stickers. We're also going to be selling 2 different bumper stickers. One of them is black with white text, and it says ISO, which is in search of a 6'3" Russian bisexual hockey player wearing number 81. And then we have one that is a blue background with white text, and it says ISO, a short hockey player with beautiful freckles wearing number 24. So those will be on sale soon. But if you are interested in purchasing, we do need to know numbers wise what we need to prepare for. So we have a Google form that you can fill out. The link will be in our bio. It's also in our link tree. It will be in the show notes. Please let us know like where you are, which stickers, there's a whole survey, which stickers you're interested in buying, how many of them, are you in the US, and what's your email address so we can let you know when we're ready to start selling them. So please fill that out if you are interested.
Woo.
And hopefully we will have a Patreon out by next month.
Yay!
And remember, give us all the information. We need your name, your address, your social security number,
Your car, make, and model.
The security code, the CVV code. Yeah.
Yeah.
The little numbers on the back of your credit card.
I just said that.
Damn, I can't
Just in
believe
case you don't
Mal, Women Are Things, last name redacted. It did not listen to a woman.
I listened. Some people just don't know what that is.
All right.
I'm sorry. I'm
Well-
sorry, women.
Yeah, she totally is. I can see it in her eyes. She's laughing. If that's all, so long, fellow losers. The Pit Crew podcast is created and produced by us, Robert, Mal, and Camille. This episode was edited by me. You can find us on TikTok, Threads, and Instagram at Pit Crew Podcast. If you'd like to support our other projects, our socials are linked in the show notes. Our art is by Rand Pacoca. He can be found on Instagram at Rand Pacoca. All patient questions and concerns can be emailed to pitcrewpodcast@gmail.com. Now, this isn't a Taco Bell, but we do appreciate a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to schedule a follow-up appointment with a nurse before you go. See you next time.